first on a 9-inch television screen. The bloody television was the size of this room, you know, but a little tiny 9-inch screen in the middle. And the first face I saw was Eamonn Andrews on What's My Line in those days, doing What's My Line on a Sunday night. Was just so wonderful. To think, you know, I'd be working with him, unbelievable, unbelievable. When I was doing promotion at Thames Promotions and trying to get myself a job on a show, I was leaving about, Eamonn also, apart from the Live, did a programme called Today, which was a topical news, current affairs news shows of the area. And I was leaving about 6 o'clock to get the tube from Warren Street to Waterloo, to get the train home. And you couldn't cross the bleeding road. It was absolutely jam-packed, because the Jackson 5, not just Michael Jackson, but the Jackson 5, headed by Michael Jackson, and indeed his dad, were coming on to be interviewed by Eamonn on the Today show. Then this huge stretched roller arrived, and I remember the chauffeur was furious because kids were all over the place, and the Jackson 5, in costume I might say, looking terrific, were coming in. Of course the traffic was terrific. So 4 of the Jackson 5 got in and were taken off by a lovely old, I said lovely old queen, but a lovely old guy called Roy Furins who worked there. And he'd been actually a chorus boy for Mae West, but I digress again. And however, he was there, and Jackson 4 got in, and he took them, as was his job, to Eamonn, and Michael Jackson, the baby, got left behind. Well, I, like Superman, turns out a swing door, shot out the swing door, grabbed Michael Jackson in costume, Jackson 5, held him above my head, put him in, hugged him to my chest like you do, got him in, and said to Roy, I said, I think Eamonn is one, and he just ran off his little way and did what he had to do. So that was the first time, because I remember Eamonn then, I bumped into, you know, we were always around, into the green room. So I remember meeting Eamonn there and talking to him. I remember he said to me, thank you very much for saving Jackson 5, whatever it was. I think, yeah. So that's my first meeting with him as such, first conversation with him as such, yeah. You know, I learned a hell of a lot from him, but he didn't take prisoner, he had to be right. And now and then, he would ring me up, and you know, we're working together, and he'd say, on this will be on What's My Line, and he'd say, you said you'd ring at 3, it's past now. If the mountain doesn't come to Muhammad, Muhammad must come to the mountain. He got nervous, and his nerves came out in a sort of mild form of aggression. He would take this out, you know, sort of thing. Didn't mean it, did not mean it, he would take it to you. And he would say, I'm telling you now, this research is not up to scratch. If you are satisfied with this, I'm not. And I think, just talk, that voice is like music. It's like a symphony. I couldn't care what he said. I just wanted him to carry on that lovely, beautiful Irish lilting voice. You know, I didn't care really what he said, because, you know, the show would be fine, that sort of thing too. And I remember he had a beautiful, beautiful wife, she looked like this tailor called Groiner. Absolutely loved it, and I loved Groiner, and she was great fun. And now and then, she'd come into the dressing room, you know, for the show and that sort of thing to her. And I remember she said once, she said, I'm surprised you two are still talking to yourself after you've just done a show together, you know. And he said, what are you talking about? We've never had a cross word, have we? And meant it, you know, because he didn't realise it that way. And when he was telling me off, like he'd say something, there's not right, and I'm not happy with it. Groin would be sitting there and she'd be digging me in the back with her. Just get a straight face, you know, trying not to laugh. This is not funny, I'm not laughing, I'm going to promise you this. He was a lovely man, and I learnt a hell of a lot from him. Here's to Eamonn.